Hi, it's Miss House. I want to talk to you about the Math 120 grade calculator so you can determine at this point what you need on test 3 in the final exam to pass. I do have a policy of replacing your lowest test with the final exam. So if you were to have 100 on everything, obviously you'd have a 100-point average. There's 60 points, or 60% for test, 25 for the exam, 5 for homework, and 10 for quizzes. And of course, nobody has 100 on everything. So let's go in here and let's just say that you had a 62 on the first test and a 41 on the second test. We don't know the third test or the final exam yet. Homework, let's say your average is 88, and quizzes 65. Now, if that's all you have, you would have a 32 in the class because you've got 20.6 test points, no exam points, 4.4 homework, and 6.5 for quizzes. And of course, nobody could pass if you don't have a final exam and a test 3. So let's go in and let's say that you make a 67 on test 3 and a 70 on the final exam. Now, before we check our average, which, by the way, is a 62, I'm going to go up here, and in this 41, which is the lowest test grade, I'm going to put a 70 for the final exam. And then when I go down, I see that the average is a 68. So it's not quite enough to pass the course. Now, there are a couple of other things to note. I'm going to give you a chance to redo quizzes so that you can go in and practice those before the final so you can get higher grade on those. So let's say you get those up to an 88. That's going to be enough to get you over the bump. Okay, let's try another one. All right, we don't know test 3 of the final exam, and we're going to keep our quizzes down at 76. Okay, let's say that you work hard and go over all the quizzes, do those again, and you get those up to an 84. Okay, we're still down in the 30s, right? Because we need a test 3 and a final. Oh, and by the way, let's put this first test at 46. Lowest test 46, test 2 70. Okay. Test 3, let's see, on test 3 you make 67, and on the final exam you make also a 67. So we're going to go in here to test 1, instead of a 46, we're going to put that 67. So the average comes out to be a 70. So what you want to do is you want to play around a little bit, making sure you replace test 3 and the final exam and the lowest test with whatever you think you're going to make on the final exam. And that will tell you realistically what you need to make in order to pass the course. Now, if you want me to run it for your specific numbers, all you have to do is email me. The drop date is coming up next week, or the withdrawal date. And if you're not confident that you can pass, talk to me first, but make sure you do the W so that it doesn't count adversely in your GPA. Please let me know if you have any questions about this. I'm happy to go over this in a Zoom. And also, I wanted to tell you that I'll be available for tutoring the week before the final. So when we get back from Thanksgiving, remember test 3 is going to be that week, early in the week. And then the final exam will be the next week, and I'll be available for tutoring. Let me know if you want any suggestions or if you have any questions.